Luis, it's times like these that make me realize the special meaning of Christmas. Spending time with friends, family, cozy little Christmas drinks.
Yeah. What did you get me? Better not be a homemade gift again.
Geez, Luis, I'm on a budget. Plus, we have to wait till Chris gets here before we start opening gifts.
Ho, ho, ho. Merry Christmas, everybody.
It's about time you got here. I'm ready to open our gifts.
Yeah, Chris, what took you so long? We were supposed to meet an hour ago. My hot toddy now tastes like expired without the fun Christmassy taste.
Ooh, sorry, guys. I was on my way over with your gifts, but I had to stop by the lodge to have one drink. While I was there, an older man started talking to me and convinced me to trade the gifts I got you both for something I, quote, wouldn't regret. And one drink led to another, and well, you won't regret it. Here, Merry Christmas.
Wait, that's one box. There's two of us here.
Yeah, what are we supposed to do? Share it? It's not what Christmas is about.
Believe me, you're gonna be pleased with this.
And to think I got you the most expensive gift I could find at the dollar store.
Yeah, and I made you Christmas-themed homemade soaps. Albeit, I did use Dawn dish soap, but still.
Will you guys open the damn gifts already?
What the hell is this?
Yeah, is this doll a knockoff of like a deformed Cabbage Patch doll, or...
Guys, it's a mogwai. It's a mystical creature from another land, and...
Wait, it's alive? Does it need a rabies shot or something?
Oh, well, it is cute.
Yeah, the guy told me 3 simple rules. No water, no bright lights, and no feeding after midnight.
Well, I plan to forget these rules progressively as the episode goes on.
Wait, Tim, what are you doing?
What? He looks thirsty.
I guess we're gonna have to raise this entire batch of green things from now on?
Wait, they're eating Tim's homemade Dawn soaps.
My soaps! Well, shit. I guess I gotta make you guys something else. Oh.
Well, shit indeed, Timmy boy.
I'll say.
It seems like it was the end of us and a perfect way for us to end 2025. I was going to go with
2025, yes. Yeah. Confirmed.
Yeah. Chris, what did you get us that you traded? What gifts did you get us that you traded in for that little weird rat-looking thing?
It was this weird travel thing where you can pull out a shaver, shaving cream, it's got toothpaste, it's got all the fixins, all the
as
things
long
you
as
need.
it works.
Yeah, as long as it works and doesn't squirt onto our faces a ton of toothpaste that's in kind of a liquid form.
You know where it washes right off. It's not a big deal.
Well, welcome to the Itty Bitty Horror Podcast with Luis and Tim. In this podcast, we discuss everything from horror movies to the scariest tales out there with a little teeny tiny gremlin touch of humor. Welcome to our final episode of 2025. Yes, it's the last one.
That's right.
Yep. In today's episode, we welcome back to the podcast Chris Stevens, who was previously on our Killer Clowns from Outer Space recap, as well as our intro to childhood horrors. The episode was actually called Gateway to Horror. The Squeakle! Welcome to the podcast again.
Hello. Thanks for having me.
How have you been? How have you and Tim been since our last foray into podcasting?
Yes, how have we been, Chris? Go on.
Nothing too exciting over here. No mogwai, no gremlins, run-ins, no complaints.
That's because you don't live in a small town that's very darkly lit and covered in snow.
Well, I've been sick, and it's taken me like a week to almost recover. I think I'm at the tail end of it, though.
I was going to ask you if you were sick. You sound a little sick.
Yeah, so to our listeners, if I don't sound at 100%, it's Tim's fault. He sent me a weird gay virus over from coast to coast.
A weird gay virus. Isn't that nice, ladies and gentlemen? This is the kind of podcast we're running here.
Yeah, it's not the big one. It's a different
big one. Oh my God.
Jesus.
I don't know what I'm saying. Tim, how have you been?
Well, I've been okay. It's been actually, watching this movie, which I did for the first time, listeners. This was my first time, and then I logged into this episode recording. So
wild.
You're getting my Fresh impressions, I know. But it's actually kind of funny because as I'm watching it, I'm thinking, oh, it's so cold in the movie and it's freezing cold outside where I am on the East Coast. So overall, I had a very chilly little Christmas experience watching
Yeah,
this.
no, it's so freaking freeze. It's so cold here on the West Coast right now.
Oh,
And
give me a
We're,
break.
we're in the Bay Area. We're at a record low right now, hitting the 40s. That's low.
The 40s. Give me a freaking break. It's probably like 20 degrees outside right now.
well, who cares? Our listeners don't care about the weather. What are you guys doing to celebrate Christmas?
Ooh, I'm gonna get Korean barbecue with some friends on Christmas Eve, and then going to Hawaii the day after Christmas. So good times.
Oh, that sounds like fun. I've actually always wanted to go to like a tropical location during Christmas.
Yeah.
Isn't there like a song called like la la ba la ba da 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 da? Or no, I'm making that up.
Yes, the Hawaiian Christmas song, of course.
Chris, that's what you should be playing the whole time, the whole flight.
Yeah,
over.
you really should.
What about you, Tim? What are you doing for Christmas?
Well, I'll tell you, I am going to be going to where my family live. Actually, we're all kind of gathering together in Texas. And yeah, it should, I guess, be interesting. I don't know. It's going to be kind of a normal ho-hum family Christmas, nothing too crazy or spectacular. What about you?
I'll be in the same state as you, so maybe we'll make.
But will we be near each other? That's the question.
No, we won't. We're gonna be like at least 600 miles away from each other. But
Well, I hope no one's relatives get stuck in the chimney or anything like that, because that would be horrible.
Oh, I know. And have their necks suddenly snap.
I'm just so
Yeah.
curious to know what Tim thinks of a movie that like I don't even remember the first time I saw because I just grew up with this. So a lot of it's
Yeah.
nostalgia for me. So I'm very curious to hear what you have to think about it.
Oh, all in due time, Chris. All in due
Ooh,
time.
I'm so
Ooh.
excited.
well, as mentioned or implied right now by our host and by our guest, we are going to be discussing the 1984 black comedy film Gremlins. The film was directed by Joe Dante, whose previous credits include Hollywood Boulevard, Piranha, and The Howling, and it was written by Christopher Columbus. Is that one who went on to write The Goonies, Only the Lonely?
Man, his
Night-
career had legs.
Yeah. It lived on forever. He saw Aliens at the Bermuda Triangle, and now he directed The Goonies.
Yep.
And he also directed Adventures in Babysitting, the both Home Alone movies, Ms. Doubtfire, a lot of the classics that we grew up on. Did you guys grow up on those films? I'm assuming you did.
Absolutely. Oh, definitely. And of course, the first Harry Potter movies, which were Chris Columbus as well.
Yeah, I imagine you and I grew up with these more. Tim, you're a younger man. I don't know, but but
No, I did. I
Okay.
feel like these are the kind of movies that transcend age a little bit. I mean, these are the kind of things that get
That-
shown,
that
you
is
know, and
true.
also when I was a kid, we still all had like cable TV and stuff. So these would be, you know, like rerun on TV all the time.
Yeah, I mean, I watched lots of old
Yeah.
movies, so I guess it's yeah. But I was telling Luis recently that Adventures in Babysitting was like a big one for me as a kid.
Yeah.
I mean, obviously Goonies is like a huge one, but Adventures in Babysitting, one of the best openings in a movie. Lots of quotable lines in that.
I don't think I've ever
Great.
seen that. So sorry.
Oh, it's great. Don't watch it on Disney Plus though, because they edit out one of the best lines, which is "Don't fuck with the babysitter."
Oh, Disney
So-
Plus. We don't appreciate
Yeah.
censorship on this podcast.
Yeah.
Well, the movie that we're going to be discussing today is Gremlins, not any of this bullshit
Okay.
that y'all are talking about right now.
Oh, a little hostile, maybe.
I know. I did add Only the Lonely to my watch list because I remember watching that. But anyway, the movie itself. Okay, a little bit of information for those of you who have never watched Gremlins, or maybe you have and you just want to learn, you know, a little bit more. It's currently sitting at 87% fresh on Rotten Tomatoes. It has a 70 score with generally favorable ratings on Metacritic. It's also considered one of the best films of 1984, and now it's coined as a Christmas classic and went on to gross $148 million, which is about $574 million in 2025. Think about that. That's like now in today's money, that's like $500 million, right? It also won 5 Saturn Awards, including Best Horror Film and Best Director. The movie did spawn a sequel, which did not do well at the box office, but there are plans for either a new sequel that goes off the first movie, kind of like the way Halloween did with the original one. Do you remember, Tim? Where like
So the
they had
new one will just be called Gremlins again.
Yeah, exactly. And they'll totally skip Gremlins 2, I guess.
Oh, the iconic Gremlins 2.
Yeah. Well, there's nothing concrete that has been said, but rumors state that Columbus and Spielberg are looking to write and direct for a potential 2027 release. How do y'all feel about that? A threequel. Well, or a requel.
Wow. Well, I have to say, I mean, the well cannot have run dry. I mean, with the artistic brilliance that was this movie, I just can't imagine. I mean, there must be so many ways of concocting sequels,
I
right?
mean, you kind of can, honestly, because like, you know how a lot of times you'll see a movie that takes place in a really small um town. It's kind of like what people were talking about the movie Signs. If you remember that M. Night Shyamalan movie, like the first movie or the only movie,
Right.
excuse me, takes place in a small little cornfield. But what if Signs, if they had a sequel, kind of like A Quiet Place or whatever, where now they go like, oh, now it's New York City, now it's you know, Oakland, California, now it's Laredo, Texas, or whatever.
Laredo always comes into this show, doesn't it?
Yeah, exactly. But I think that would be kind of interesting if they did do that. I think it could work, or even if they did a Gremlins like somewhere else, like in a different country.
Yeah, I don't know if you guys have ever seen the Gremlins 2, the new batch, the sequel. I saw that in the theaters as a kid, but
I saw it a long time ago. Yeah.
it's wild, and it's like a commentary on sequels, or it's just kind of making fun of the whole thing or whatever. And it's like a way different movie. There's a woman gremlin in it that's pretty amazing. Where I don't know if you've seen, but Megan the Stallion dressed up as her for
Yeah.
Halloween one year.
Oh.
And yeah, that was
Female Gremlins, just for Tim to see.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah,
Wow. I love it.
yeah.
It's just like a full drag show with this gremlin.
Yeah. it's pretty amazing. But
Yeah.
yeah, they amp things up, and it's very cartoonish. It's like a kind of different kind of movie. But
Is that
yeah.
also PG-13?
Well, probably, but this movie, now that you bring that up, as you probably know, this movie is rated PG, and in part with Gremlins, and then also produced by Steven Spielberg, Temple of Doom, the Indiana Jones movie. Those two movies came out the same year, and they're the reason why we have a PG-13 rating, because both movies, a little too much violence and certain adult stuff going on for like little kids, where I can't imagine being a little kid being brought to go see Gremlins, and then, you see a creature get nuked in the microwave and explode. And yeah.
Not only that, but like you mentioned, Indiana Jones and the Temple of Doom, that movie is fucking scary. Like the scene where they take that poor guy, and then the bald-headed man is trying to take his heart, and he's like, blah, 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 blah. I can't remember.
It's Kalima.
It's Kaliba.
Yes.
Kaliba or something.
Yeah,
And then he removes his heart, and the guy's still alive, and then they just sacrifice him into the pits of hell.
Yeah.
Like, that is scary as hell. I felt really bad for that guy.
the movie also has a lot of weird racist stuff going on.
Oh,
in it,
yeah.
but,
No,
yeah.
100%. Yeah, 100%. Especially that scene where they're feeding them.
Yeah,
you know,
monkey
food.
brains, all this stuff. Yeah, it's ridiculous.
Well, it all began in Chris Columbus's grimy little Manhattan loft, tiny mice brushing up against his hand at night, sparking a fear that tiny creatures were scarier than any monster. Columbus blended those late-night jitters with his dad's old stories about gremlins breaking cars, and wrote a spec script meant to prove he could hang in Hollywood. Wow, so his dad was kind of like the old, slightly racist guy in the movie who hated all foreign cars.
Yeah, he hated everything foreign, apparently. These foreign parts in these cars.
That's all he kept saying throughout the movie. He just kept commenting that things were foreign. If we saw a show that was in another language, he was like, nah, foreign show, damn, foreign shows. Anyways, that first script that Chris Columbus wrote was actually really dark. Decapitations, McDonald's customers eaten alive, Gizmo turning into Stripe, straight up horror. And after tons of rejections, Steven Spielberg picked it up, saw something special, and softened the cruelty a little bit. And Gizmo became the cute hero that he is in the movie instead of the villain. And the final version morphed into a weird, wonderful mix of Christmas chaos, black comedy, and creature horror.
Well, thank you, Tim. And now we can go into the legacy. What is the legacy of the film itself? Right? Obviously, as we mentioned kind of earlier, it did spawn a franchise. Well, I don't know if you want to call it a franchise. It's a sequel. It led to Gremlins 2.
One movie.
Yeah, the new batch. And even a British telecom commercial. Ooh, it's part of the franchise. But the one thing I do like is that it inspired a wave of tiny little monsters, including ghoulies, troll, Hobgoblins, and Munchies. Have you seen any of these? I've heard of Munchies and I've seen
Oh,
Ghoulies. How about y'all?
no,
I think,
none.
yeah. I've told you, Luis, that I want to see Ghoulies, and I remember the VHS box at the video store as a kid. But
Yeah.
yeah, I think Munchies I've only heard about recently, where that one's like a cheap knockoff kind of thing of Gremlins or
Yeah.
something. I don't know.
Well, that's what Tim's grinder profile is. It just says he's a muncher.
It's
Uh,
called Muncher. Yeah. Wow, you guys are so enmeshed in like movie subculture. I think of myself as a movie person, and I don't know half this shit. I swear.
well, these are like before your time also. And they're like also movies that weren't even mainstream. You know what I mean? They were like almost direct to VHS type
Right.
shit. And
Yeah, that's true.
the only reason I know of that one and Critters is another one, was because when I was in first grade, I think I've told you about the story. But for our listeners, my first grade teacher was an awful woman, but she
Oh,
would call me Critter because I was a short little thing. And
was.
yeah, I was. And this one classmate of mine named Jorge, he would always call me Critter, 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 like all throughout my elementary, middle school, and high school. And then
Wow.
one
She
time,
gave him the ammunition.
I know. And then it was like 2015 or something. And I was doing voter registration outside of an event in my hometown. And he was a security guard. He was like, "Hey, Critter, how are you?" I'm like, "Bitch, forgot about that name."
And you're like, I'll have you know, I'm doing voter registration now, so you can
Uh,
think twice.
I think Critter's a pretty cool nickname, but
It is kind of cool. That's actually not the worst nickname to get in school, honestly.
Well, how about Ghoulies? Of the Ghoulies, I remember seeing this movie. I know, Chris, you mentioned that you saw the cover art for this of a ghoulie coming out of a toilet.
yeah.
But I saw a trailer for it recently, and I remember seeing it as a child. But I remember there's a lot, like when you see an old trailer of a movie that you've seen a long time ago, and you get all these flashbacks of like, oh yes, I remember that scene and this scene and blah blah blah. I think we should like maybe in January have a movie night and just watch a marathon of Ghoulies and Munchies and Critters or something.
I'm down. We'll get a bunch of snacks or munchies,
You
and
should get some retro snacks. You should be eating some like, I don't know, Mike and Ike's or
I'll
something.
track down some crystal clear Pepsi or whatever.
Yeah. Eat some Chuckles.
Whoa, I don't even know what that is.
It's an old-fashioned candy that I actually recently tried, believe it or not, at like some theater that I had gone to that was kind of their thing, was they were selling like slightly retro candy. And they're not good, but
Yeah, well, they're probably like still from that decade. They're like, yeah, we found a box in a basement and may as well sell them. And there has to be one
yeah.
who will buy it.
Well, also, I just feel like back then our standards for like candy and soda were kind of low. I don't mean in like the 80s. I'm talking like Chuckles was probably like the 60s or something, you know?
Yeah.
So like it was probably like flavored with like, strawberry jam or something. You know what I mean? Like they hadn't invented all the great little flavors that they had by the 80s.
I think like grape was a huge flavor in the 80s. I feel like there was a lot of grape flavored shit everywhere.
Oh, really? What about blue raspberry? When did that come about?
I don't know. But anyway,
All right. What a great little segment we did.
the other way it has impacted or has, retained its legacy is obviously there's like video games and toys. Tim, growing up, did you play with Legos? Well, guess what? They had Gizmo and Stripe as playable characters.
You didn't even finish asking me.
I don't know. They also had the multiverses. I don't know what the hell that is, but Gizmo and Stripe joined the playable roster, voiced by Daniel Ross. And then, of course, we had film and animation cameos in the Lego Batman movie from 2017. The Gremlins appear as crossover villains. Space Jam, A New Legacy, the one with LeBron James, I guess. They had Stripe and other Gremlins cameo during the big game sequence. And then, of course, you had Teen Titans Go for WB's 100th anniversary special. And Gizmo and the Brain Gremlin appear.
Gizmo and the Brain Gremlin? Which one is the Brain Gremlin?
Oh, in Gremlins 2, there's a very smart gremlin who talks like this, and yeah.
Oh, he's very
Oh,
erudite.
He sings. He gets the whole group singing New York, New York.
Oh my gosh. Wow. Did they sing the whole
It's like,
thing?
start spreading the news. Yeah, it's pretty great.
Whoa, Chris, you're quite the singer, aren't you?
I learned it all from the Brain Gremlin.
Yeah, you really did.
Tim, let's talk about the cast.
Yeah, well, I mean, the cast was like mostly people that I didn't know. Although Phoebe Cates, I know, was a big kind of, I feel like, I mean, let's be honest, she was kind of a sexual awakening for a lot of young people back in the
Yeah.
80s, I think.
Yeah, the topless scene from Fast Times at Ridgemont High is a big big
Right.
fan.
I was going to mention, yeah, Fast Times at Ridgemont High. She's like most famous for, I feel like. And yeah, I noticed that she was in this and I was like, oh, it's Phoebe Cates. And Judge Reinhold, of course.
Oh, yeah.
Who could forget Judge Reinhold?
Also in Fast Times.
Also Fast Times. And
What? He's the one jerking off to her in the bathroom in that scene.
that's
So, yeah.
right. Of course.
He's still hitting on her in this small town all the way to California.
And probably doing that as well, just in his room.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah,
Real
yeah.
life in his trailer.
Or in his office.
Right, and in his trailer.
office at the bank.
He just kept doing it. Anyway, and the only other person I was like, oh wait, that's Corey Feldman from the Goonies. He's like a little kid in this one, I feel
Yeah,
like.
I read he did this movie before he got big. I think it was like one of his earlier films.
Yeah, it was like must have been like right before the Goonies, because in the Goonies I think he looks a little bit older.
Well, you missed the most important person, Tim.
I did.
Howie Mandel
What?
as Gizmo.
Wait, Howie Mandel as in Deal or No Deal Howie Mandel?
Yeah, the very one.
Wow.
One of my favorite scenes where Billy goes up to Gizmo asking, like, are you having fun? And he goes, fun. Is that neat? Neat. It's one of the best.
I like later we're in the movie theater and they say Milk Duds.
Oh yeah, no. There's one scene where he goes, I guess they're implying like they want more candy without saying it, and then before Stripe leaves, the other one goes Milk Duds, like don't forget Milk Duds.
Like, get me some of those
Yeah.
snow caps.
Yeah. Well, the lead, Zach Galligan, was an unknown actor, Chris and Tim, because he didn't know. And he was cast as Billy because Steven Spielberg saw strong chemistry between him and Phoebe Cates during the auditions. Apparently, I looked up online, they actually knew each other from previous auditions and whatnot. So they were very, very friendly with each other. And I
That's
guess,
funny.
yeah, during one of the breaks, I guess, when they were waiting, the guy, Zach, put his head on Phoebe's shoulder. And they were just like chilling, and Steven Spielberg and whoever, like the director, excuse me, saw this and they were like, "Oh, look, they have so much chemistry." He's like, "Yeah, because they're friends. That's why."
Right, they know each other. That's what that is.
Yeah. I don't know that they brought that chemistry to the final product, but whatever.
Oh, let's not forget their random scene where they kiss in the middle of all the chaos and then go back to what they were doing.
I literally forgot that.
Well, there were also several big names. I don't know if they were big back then, but there were several names attached to the movie itself as Billy. And that was Tom Hanks, Kevin Bacon, Emilio Estevez, Rob Lowe, Ralph Macchio, and Judd Nelson. They all auditioned and didn't get the part. Instead, it went to a really cutie patootie named Zach Galligan.
It's really funny that he thought, oh, Zach Galligan is the guy. Because I mean, I think we can be honest about this, you guys. I mean, he's not the best actor in this, is he?
No.
I thought he was fine. I thought he fit the role. But don't agree.
I have opinions on Billy that I think Luis and I are gonna but not agree.
Butt heads a little bit.
Yeah, I don't know if we'll get into that later or whenever, but yeah. I got thoughts on Billy.
So as y'all mentioned, some of the supporting roles went to more established actors. Glenn Turman played the science teacher. Dick Miller appeared as a World War II veteran. He was a regular in Joe Dante's films. And Hoyt Axton was cast as Billy's father and later became the film's narrator.
Wow, no one's named Hoyt anymore.
That guy looks like a Bubba if I've ever seen one in my entire life.
Yeah, not much of a Hoyt.
Yeah, very, very much he's got Bubba energy.
I was thinking Hank, but that's just me.
There you go, Hank. Yeah, but I mean, I could have seen him being on like Dukes of Hazzard or something. Like, yeah,
that's fair.
His name was Claxton or something. Okay, well, let's watch the trailer for the movie.
Steven Spielberg presents Gremlins. Billy Pelser has a nice home.
Billy, is that you?
Yeah, Mom, it's me.
A nice job. A nice girl.
If you're not doing anything this Thursday night, maybe you'd like to go out on a date with me?
I'd love to.
And loving parents who are about to give him
You're gonna like this. No, don't shake it. We're gonna have to open it now. It won't wait till Christmas.
the most unusual gift he ever got.
What is it?
It's your new pet.
Come on, Barney, be a good dog. My dad gave it to me.
But there are a few things to keep in mind. If you expose it to the light, you may hurt it. If you get it wet, it will multiply.
All that from water? They got wet?
Yeah, plain water.
And most important, no matter how much they beg, never let them eat after midnight. Because when they do, they change. They become clever, mischievous,
What's going on here?
and dangerous.
Gremlins, huh? Little monsters.
Right.
Hundreds of them.
Well, I don't know, maybe thousands.
They've been here too. Billy, what are these things? Where do they come from?
Look, I know it sounds crazy, I know. But in a few hours, you're gonna have a major disaster on your hands.
Gremlins, directed by Joe Dante. They'll be expecting you.
So that was the trailer for Gremlins. Tim, can you please tell our listeners, let our listeners know, what is the movie about?
The synopsis is there's a gadget salesman. And by the way, a very 80s thing, isn't it? These like characters that have gadgets. Weren't there a bunch of gadgets in the Goonies as
They're
well?
like inventors and people who like novelty items and stuff.
Yeah. I feel like that was like, for some reason, very amusing to a lot of people that there were people that were designing stupid little gadgets. I don't know why, but anyway.
Well, you just dissed Chris because he was going to get that for us as a gift.
Oh, I'm sorry, Chris. I still want it. Anyway, a gadget salesman in the movie is looking for a special gift for his son, and he finds one at a store in Chinatown. The shopkeeper is reluctant to sell him what's called the mogwai, but sells it to him with the warning to never expose him to bright light, water, or to feed him after midnight. And actually, technically, his kid sells it to him, and the old man actually never gave him permission. But anyway. All of this happens, and the result is a gang of gremlins that decide to tear up the town on Christmas Eve.
Tim, this is your first time watching this, right?
It was indeed.
Yeah.
It's
Are you
so wild.
Yeah,
I know.
Definitely wild. Did you have any knowledge of the film in itself? I'm pretty sure you did. It's a really iconic film, or is this like the first time you ever heard of it and you just watched it?
No, I mean, I'd heard of the movie for sure. And I think there were a lot of DVDs I would watch as a kid where they would have trailers for movies like this, you know, that were like targeted towards me.
Yeah.
But I never saw it at all, ever. And I don't know why. It's one of those kind of blind spots I've had, I guess. But I've obviously heard of Gremlins because of the Twilight Zone episode where the human-sized gremlin is eating the plane's wing.
We did talk about that in a previous episode for the airplane horror stories where these gremlins were on the wings. But
Yes, and William Shatner was in that great episode.
yes, I remember. Chris, what's your? Oh, I know you've seen it before, obviously.
Yeah.
We've discussed this previous time, but do you have a favorite memory of watching this film? Like, do you remember the first time you saw it?
I mean, I do remember thinking Phoebe Cates was a babe, but also
I'm starting to think a lot of people thought Phoebe Cates was a babe.
It's almost like a lot of people found her attractive.
Weird.
She, that I have more of a memory of seeing the sequel in the theater because I was like, I saw it in the theater with my mom, and I remember that. But yeah, I don't know. I mean, it's just I don't remember not seeing this movie. Like, I just grew up with it. It is one of those things where watching it now, you're like, yeah, there is like a lot of stuff where I feel like people are more sensitive to showing their kids certain stuff now. And it kind of makes sense with this movie, hence the creation of the PG-13 rating. But
but wait, can I interrupt you, Chris?
Yeah.
Because I'm curious about this. Because other than the kind of weirdly graphic scene when the lady throws the gremlin into the microwave, I don't know. Maybe I just didn't notice a whole lot of horrible stuff in it. I mean, what was the other bad stuff?
I mean, I think it's mostly just the movie was like marketed with Gizmo in the front, kind of, and being like very
I see.
very
and then
cute,
it became
and it's
kind of like Aliens.
Yeah, it was kind of coming off the whole like E.T., like adorable kind of, whatever thing. And Steven Spielberg's name's on it, and then I think bringing like younger kids to see it, and you're getting.
No, that's true.
You're getting like the exploding gremlin in the microwave is pretty gnarly.
You're right. And at one point, the mom does decide to go ham and just take a giant kitchen knife and start stabbing the aliens.
Yeah, I have a thought on that, but yeah, go ahead. Sorry.
Yeah, I mean, we can get to her, but I mean, she is the only kind of like really like does a
like
good.
That's what I would do
She
in
does
that
it-
situation.
I mean, I don't know.
person.
I I would be scared. I would like to hope that I was as tough as Billy's mom, but she's the
You're
only
right.
like effective.
She's a badass. Let's be honest.
She kind of creeps me out though. There's something about her that like always made me uncomfortable. I think she's kind of creepy, but I don't know.
You
know what it
she has
is?
like the look of she might just go crazy and kill her husband because of all the weird concoctions that he has built in the house.
No, I was literally gonna say that because the whole movie, he keeps showing her these inventions that suck and that keep breaking, and it's his whole livelihood. And I have to imagine she's like the most patient. She's got the patience of a saint, this woman.
Yeah, she's about to break and she just let it all out on those gremlins. But yeah, I feel like the really dark parts are like that obvious scene, and then is Phoebe Cates' character's name? I believe it is,
Kate.
right? Yeah. Yeah, Kate's speech, which I mean we'll get to, but like that's kind of like the dark part of that. Yeah, so those two things, and then there's just like plenty of violence, and I don't know. I mean the whole bar scene is kind of weird, and I don't know, but yeah.
Is there anything from this movie that you feel is kind of maybe not purposely put in a certain place for it to say a certain meaning or anything, but now as an adult you kind of see the meaning behind certain things? Because we're talking about like Western perspective of almost like capitalism, of like the father saying like, oh, we can have one of these little mogwais for every child in America. You know what I mean? Like he's always thinking a very capitalistic type.
You're right. He keeps trying to market it somehow.
Yeah.
He's like, if we could just sell these on the market, it'll be great.
Yeah. Is there anything that you noticed, Chris, that you wanted to talk about?
Yeah. I mean, I rewatched this as an adult. I mean, I've seen it so many times, but I feel like a couple of years ago, coming to it after for a long time, and it does feel like there is a certain kind of like, it's kind of satire, kind of making some commentary on stuff, but it's pretty messy with it. But the movie It's a Wonderful Life, was on the TV in one scene, and this is obviously kind of like playing off that whole like idyllic small town Christmas like beloved movie, and kind of showing like a darker side of it, and it's like taking something from another culture like and not following any rules, just wanting to like capitalize on it. I mean, the whole thing is that take this from this guy and then don't follow any of the rules, and then craziness ensues, and the whole idyllic kind of small town just like falls apart. And so it's this watching it, I was trying to think last night, like it's hard to form a lot of it into clear thoughts, and I feel like it's because there are thematic things going on, but it is sort of messy and it's not like very clear. But
well, to add to that, Chris, too, I was going to just say one other thing, which is that there is this very random scene where Billy is talking to Judge Reinhold in that little town bar that Kate works in. And Judge Reinhold keeps urging him and everyone around them to become yuppies, basically.
Yeah.
Right? He keeps saying like, oh, you got to work at my bank. I'm about to be the vice president. I'm only 25 or whatever.
Oh, yeah.
And, and the whole conversation is basically like, oh, look at this dummy, just all he cares about is money and working at the bank with that evil woman. And meanwhile, Billy's got like a heart of gold. He's like not having it.
But at the same time, I mean, Billy... And I'm sorry here, Luis. I mean, he is a cutie pie and everything, but Billy.
Oh no! What are you gonna trash Billy now?
Billy is kind of a dum-dum, but he's just sort of naive. We can put it that way. And I was
no, you're right.
I was gonna say it.
Twist the knot in my heart. Why don't you?
Because no, I mean, during the scene with Kate where she's talking about like some people being sad at the holidays, the suicide rates are up, and Billy's just like, oh, I thought everyone loved Christmas. Like he just
why can't anybody be happy?
He just like doesn't think of like real world things.
You're right. But I did think that was stupid when I heard that too. I was like, Billy, you're like 19 years old. What are you saying?
Yeah.
I agree. That scene was kind of very naive, very idealistic about the world, and just thinking that, oh, everything's just like hunky-dory or whatever. And it's like, no, people do kill themselves during Christmas, but I thought everybody liked Christmas.
Yeah. I mean, it does serve, and that's what I'm saying with the theme. It does serve where he's sort of like the stand-in of like the like, oh, shucks, kind of all quote unquote all American boy, whatever.
But
And
wait, my question is this, because I looked it up and they were, 19, 20 around there. They were, let's say early 20s,
yeah, but
but
it's
certainly
the 80s. There's like 35-year-olds playing 16-year-olds. Like you can
well,
never.
right. But this is my question because they're older, right? But at the same time, the way Billy's talking, it almost sounds like he's portraying like a 15-year-old or something,
Yeah, I was going to mention, I was going to add a comment. I added a comment later to talk about, but I do think that they both look like Phoebe Cates and that guy who plays Billy, Zach. I thought both of them looked like they were supposed to be that age. Do you know what I mean? Like they didn't look.
Well, she's
like...
working in a bar, so
yeah, you're right.
Yeah.
She can't be that young.
Yeah.
That's what I'm saying. But she's like maybe like 21, 22, etc. Like they're still like young people, and they're not like people in their 30s who are playing early 20s. And they also have like they both have really young, fresh faces, like almost baby fat to their faces. They'd make them very believable for me.
Yeah.
But wait, because the way that they're talking makes them sound like they're younger than they are, but their jobs and the way they look making me think, no, they're like 20.
I mean, I think it's all playing off of that like small town sort of innocence, whatever. And then, and I mean,
Billy needs to get out more.
Yeah, I mean, but he's he's really into Kate, who like understands life a little more because she's had some hard times and like
true. So she's still a babe though.
Yeah, yes. I did want to say, as far as the like not following the rules and Billy just being a dummy, my partner, she was sort of watching over my shoulder while I was watching this, and she's seen the movie a bunch growing up and everything, but. When the dad is like, oh yeah, I forgot, here's 3 rules, and goes through the whole spiel, Billy just has like this dumb look on his face.
No, he does.
Where I just wanted to share a quote that I had to pause the movie and take down, where my partner said, this doesn't look like the face of a very bright man who remembers things.
No.
Well, it's true. He didn't remember anything.
He just has like this like, look on his face. And
I was thinking that the whole time in the movie. I was like, Billy looks like a dumbass. I'm sorry. Every scene in the movie, he has this like dumb look of like bewilderment on his face, and it never goes away.
I mean, he's well intentioned. He's a sweetie pie. I mean, I imagine he's supporting his entire fucking family. But
he must be. His dad's a failure.
Yeah.
No, but Miss Deagle even mentions that like at the bank in the very beginning. She says like something about her father being a loser and how they have to rely on him. Which is why we think that the wife, Billy's mother, is probably a little secretly psychotic and ready to kill everybody.
I think she's working though too, because I mean, Billy's taking the dog to the bank. I mean, obviously that's because they don't want to leave the dog at home. Like I don't know, but either way, shitty pet owners all around. Not great dog owners. As soon as he gets Gizmo, it's just not great.
That's very true. He was a bad dog owner too.
Yeah.
He kept taking his dog all these places, and let's be honest, it did. I mean, look, the banker lady, as evil as she is, that dog did attack her.
Well, because she was making very, very Wizard of Oz witch type comments. It was like, and I'll get your little dog too.
But the dog doesn't know what she's saying.
Yes, he does.
In this movie, that dog knows everything. That dog knows to jump out of the car and then jump into the toy store to save the day.
I did read that the director was like, there were scenes where like it felt like there was something flat. So we would just cut to the dog because the dog always had like nice, good reactions.
We would just cut to the dog. Billy's reactions weren't cutting.
I did have a fun little trivia thing that I saw where, I mean, because this movie very much, like I was saying, It's a Wonderful Life, which I watched right after Gremlins last night because I'm like, I'm staying up late. I'm going to watch them back to back. And it was a cool double feature. But they're filmed on the same Universal backlot. And I recognize the Universal backlot because I would go to Universal Studios as a kid.
And, I can so see it. I can so see it. It looks like the street from Desperate Housewives.
Well, so it's the whole that downtown area. If you notice when they leave the movie theater in Gremlins, I'm like, oh, that's got to be. And I looked it up, and it's the same street where the DeLorean goes down to Back to the Future, because that's the Hill Valley downtown area. So yeah.
Oh, no way.
Yeah.
With like the little city hall in the middle there.
Yeah. I mean, there's a bunch of movies that use it, but yeah. So that was interesting just to see that.
The movie starts in Chinatown. We already talked about that. The, fucking, what's his name? Claxton or whatever Bubba's name is.
Mr. Hoyt.
Mr. Hoyt, he goes into Chinatown and tries to bargain to get he's trying to sell his stupid little gifts or his little inventions.
Well, that's the thing I don't understand too, though, is he goes in trying to sell things there, but he ends up buying some things.
Yeah, exactly. He ends up spending the whole money that he gained from selling those stupid inventions and just spending it all on that little
And
rat.
he's looking for something that he couldn't find anywhere else. So he's maybe going in and trying to exploit stuff to try to take something. I don't know, whatever. But yeah.
Yeah, he just he eventually finds the little gizmo, or not Gizmo. He names it Gizmo. Of course, he tries to Americanize it and be like, yeah, I'm going to assimilate him into American culture.
It's called a Mogwai. I just call it Gizmo. I don't give a fuck.
Yeah, why did he do that? I was like, I thought it was very clearly Mogwai. I thought that's what it was.
Because he's just the lazy Westerner, just being like, I'm just going to call it this. That's
Exactly.
You're right.
But he ends up buying the Mogwai, or Gizmo as he calls it. Yeah, and then he gets home and he gives us the gift to Billy. Billy, in the meantime, is his son, and he is working at a bank, and his dog is being like a little troublemaker. But before he goes, the little Easter egg that I was going to mention is when he's running through the streets because his car doesn't work. So he's like, oh, I got to run to work with his dog. He passes by the movie theater, and they have this screening of a fake movie called A Boy's Life or something. And that was supposed to be the original title to the E.T. movie, I think.
Oh, interesting. It's a little Spielberg Easter egg.
Yeah, exactly. So then Billy goes to the bank and he's getting terrorized by Mrs. Deagle. Honestly, she seems like a huge fucking...
Don't hold back now, Louis.
No, she seems awful. She seems like the witch from The Wizard of Oz. Because she constantly keeps saying like, oh yeah, like, and she cuts in line, is like, nah, it's my turn. And puts this like snowman that was imported from somewhere. She's like, this is what your damn dog did, blah, blah. And it's like, bitch, like, chill, like, get in line. I don't know. I feel like Chris acts at the lodge. Every time we go to the bar, he like pushes people to the side. Is like, get me my little Sprite.
Get me my imported Sprite from Belgium.
Yeah, that's my vibe at the bar.
Yeah, it's not.
No, I'm the guy that's drunk talking about Gremlins.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, would you stop that, by the way?
Talking about the movie Gremlins, not the racist neighbor that's talking.
Oh, yeah. So,
you're him.
Yeah, Tim, what happens after the bank situation?
Well, after the bank situation, the father comes home, gives Billy the gift, which is the Mogwai, and he calls it Gizmo, as we mentioned. And luckily, the father does remember those freaking 3 easy rules, which are don't let it bathe in water or even touch water, don't let it eat after midnight, and don't let it go in the sun or it will die. And the next day, Pete, which is played by Corey Feldman, he's this random kid that I guess is friends with Billy.
That also, like, wait, you're like 24, maybe?
Yeah.
He was delivering a tree, but yeah, Billy does take his shirt off. And
oh, yeah.
While Corey Feldman's just hanging out on his bed reading comic books.
Oh, God, you're right. Yeah, there's a creepy element to that of like...
Billy, got the first edition of Tim Goes to Hell? That's right. He sucks cocks in hell.
Anyways.
I have the first edition.
Anyways, so Pete, played by Corey Feldman, stops by the house, talks with Billy. They accidentally spill a little bit of water on Gizmo, which, stupid, again, because it was literally one of the 3 rules. And little pieces start to pop out of Gizmo's back, little chunks. So 5 of those little turd-looking things pop out, and now they have 5 Mogwai in addition to Gizmo, but they seem like trouble. And the father, of course, as a little quote-unquote capitalist pig, this is Luis's words here, thinks each kid in America would want one. Billy takes one to his high school and shows the science teacher how it works. And actually, that was another question I had, you guys. Was that his high school that he used to go to?
Probably, yeah.
Yeah, I thought that he was still in school, but that doesn't make any sense because, like, his girlfriend works, or his potential girlfriend works at a bar. So
right.
He just went back to the high school because, like, it's a small town. I don't know any real scientists. So I'll just go back and talk to the science teacher.
To the local science teacher at my high school.
Yeah. Who by the way, works until 2:20 p.m. And then I will say, while watching that, my girlfriend also was just like, no real scientist leaves it a dirty lab like that.
Yeah.
Because
Much like a high school science teacher.
chips and whatever, and then he just locks up for the night.
Well, okay, but wait. Now I have another question about this. Sorry to keep harping on this, but Pete, which is Corey Feldman, looks like a literal child in this movie, and yet I think he goes to that school
It's a small town. Maybe they just put everyone together.
in the one school. It's a middle school, an elementary school, a high school,
Yeah.
and it's their college. Anyway, so the science teacher asks if he can keep one of the Mogwai to study, and Billy happily lets him and walks home and ends up at the bar where he meets Kate, and they walk home together and talk about seasonal depression. And Kate says she doesn't celebrate Christmas, and Billy replies, "What are you, Hindu or something?"
Yeah, yeah.
That was his first guess. What about Jewish?
No, I mean, can't defend Billy's line there.
Yeah. Okay. Well, anyways, so Billy eventually drops Kate off at home and asks her out on a date, which she agrees to in a rather, I'm going to say this, a little bit of a hungry way. She looks a little ravenous when he says it. Her eyes like light up and she's like practically licking her chops when he says it. So
She's like biting her lips. It's like, oh, the things I'm going to do to you, boy.
yeah, I'm like, oh shit. Okay, Kate.
Slim pickings in this town. She needs to get out to the big city and find better men. I'm just saying.
Exactly. I know. But not a yuppie guy because she doesn't like them, remember?
No.
So anyways, all is good with the world, and then we cut to the school at night, and unfortunately all becomes not good in the world because the science teacher just drew blood. He sticks a little needle into one of the little aliens to see what's up with them. And back at home, 5 of the little aliens are begging Billy for food, and he decides to feed them since he thinks it's not past midnight. And he gives them these amazing looking chicken wings, by the way. They're on like a gigantic plate. And they start drowning in the chicken, and their lips are like drooling.
That close up of their faces munching on the on the chicken.
That's a little gross.
I loved it. It's insane. It's so crazy.
Yeah, the little stringy bits. Anyways, back at the school, the teacher.
No, wait. They look like they're.
I'm not gonna say that.
I said they're drowning it like they're cum guzzling little.
So back at home, it's the next morning. Billy wakes up to find 5 gross-looking little gooey pods, which he realizes are eggs. And he realizes that he accidentally fed the Mogwai past midnight because his alarm clock wires were chewed up by, of course, the Mogwai, the little gremlin.
Yeah, and earlier, also, like, before that, the science teacher, like Chris mentioned earlier, it was like till 2:20 in the fucking morning. And he's drawing blood, and he leaves a fucking sandwich there. Of course, the Mogwai or whatever is going to eat it.
I love the idea that this science teacher, though, is so, because let's be honest, he's not a scientist, right? He became like a little small town junior high school science teacher.
No offense to our high school science teachers.
We don't know if it's high school. He's a school scientist. He's a school science guy.
It's no offense to them, but I'm just saying it might be that he's clinging on a little too much to his dream because he wants to study this little alien creature.
Yeah, I don't think he knows what he's doing.
No, he's drawing his blood. Well, what for?
Yeah, because like what he does is he draws the blood. He doesn't know the rules. Apparently, Billy didn't even tell him the rules, or maybe he did. I don't know.
He probably didn't because Billy is a dummy.
Yeah. Well, the science teacher eventually, like Tim says, like he goes to the school, back to the school after Billy sees those pods, and he sees that's the same thing with him. It's like a cocoon or something. And that's like, if I were the teacher and I saw that and I had no idea what the fuck was going on, wouldn't you, the first thing you would do is like, let me call the Pentagon.
I'm sorry. The first thing you would do would be like, I'm going to call the Pentagon.
Dial them up.
No,
this is like way above my pay grade.
I mean, he could have been like, let me call a college science professor.
There's a few steps.
Yeah.
I just went straight up.
Take it all the way to the top.
They're like, I am not answering another call from you, sir.
Exactly. No, but if you think about it, it's like, okay, this is way above your pay grade. What are you doing? Right. And he's just like, oh, let me call Billy and let him know that it's like hatching now, because I guess he's like showing a video in the classroom and the kids are watching something, whatever. Little Corey Feldman is there flicking, his boogers on the back of little girls' heads, whatever. And
yeah, actually, the addition of Corey Feldman in this movie is kind of a little random. Like, I honestly don't really know why he's in this other than to have some more kid characters for like the kid audience watching the movie to like relate to.
But even that, yeah, I think that's what it is. It's to relate to that child
Okay,
actor
well.
because he wasn't as famous before he did the Goonies. You know, he did.
Well,
the
it's not even about his fame. It's just that his character doesn't really do much. He just kind of hangs around the main characters.
Yeah, but eventually the cocoon hatches and he tries to still figure it out himself. He's like, nope, I'm gonna figure this out myself. Let me give him a little candy bar to the little thing, and it just scratches him up and eats his balls or something. I don't know what happens.
It kind of just knocks him on the ground. We don't really know what fully happens. I mean, we know that he sticks his arm under the desk for a very long period of time, and then at some point yelps out loud.
Yeah. Well, after that, my favorite scene happens, and we kind of all touched on it earlier, but it's the scene with the mom.
Oh, yeah. The mom scene is iconic.
Yeah, she's kind of iconic because if you remember, there's 5 gremlins, and not talking about Gizmo, just the gremlins, right? And the fact that she kills 3 of them, that's what, 60% of them already?
Yeah, she did her part. Like,
Yeah.
let's be honest. I mean, you know, they're letting these gremlins multiply. They're splashing water. They're forgetting where they are. Like, Billy's getting sidetracked throughout this whole movie. Meanwhile, the mom is waking up to a bunch of steaming, gooey eggs in her kitchen. And she realizes that there's a bunch of evil gremlins attacking her. So then she decides, okay, I'm going to do what everyone in the audience is thinking we should all be doing. I'm going to grab a butcher knife, stab them. I'm going to throw one into the freaking microwave. I'm going to do whatever it takes.
Yeah, she puts one of them in a blender, like he's eating the.
Oh
'cause
yeah,
she wasn't
that's the other
eating.
gory scene that you're right. Kids would probably not respond well to.
No, but the microwave thing is like it explodes. Like I did want to say I love the beginning of that scene where all of a sudden, "Do you hear what I hear?" starts playing. Like it. So that's one of the like scenes in the movie where like, oh yeah, this is like kind of like a light horror movie.
Yeah,
Like definitely that scene. And she just looks like an actress that would be like, just
She's trying.
but like in a horror movie, like there's just something kind of creepy about her. I don't know. I don't mean to be a jerk.
You're right. No, she's got a great quality.
She's got like a look that just kind of creeps me out. Like
I think it's her
Yeah.
eyes because she does look a little frustrated already before she finds out about the gremlins because she's like making gingerbread men, I think, and then her phone rings.
Yeah, she's cooking some gingerbread.
wait, she's suppressing like just a full on like just freak out because she's with
Yeah,
two
you know she's addicted to Vicodin.
just 2 idiots in that house. I mean,
Yeah, well, it's also like she is trying to answer the phone and the phone won't answer because she's using one of her husband's devices.
Right. And then when she finally answers the phone, it's him, and she pretends that it was just because she was far away from the device.
Yeah. And it's just like really, really like I could tell she's frustrated. So when she goes up there, she sees the pods. She's like, okay, I don't know what the fuck this is. But then she sees the fucking gremlins trying to attack her or whatnot. Yeah, I don't blame her for fucking killing them.
no, she's the only person. I was gonna say, are just all the men in this movie stupid? Because her and Phoebe Cates seem like the only two that kind of.
No, I can't agree with you there. Phoebe Cates at one
Yeah,
point
maybe
later
maybe not. But
is working at a bar, and the gremlins are drinking drinks, and she keeps serving them as though they're forcing her.
she does get held up at gunpoint while exiting. So I don't know what happened earlier.
She was like putting the little card swiper, like, it's time for you to pay.
Your tab is done.
Tab is done. Obviously, you know, she puts one through the blender. She fucking stabs one to like
It's a
death.
good stabbing scene. Yeah.
Oh, definitely. Yeah.
Yeah, she gets a few stabs in there. I was like, oh damn,
This
okay.
poor gremlin. I mean, I know he's evil, but like, imagine the pain he felt of being stabbed.
No,
I mean, that's self-defense.
I literally felt a little bad when one of them got put into that juicer. I felt a little
No,
bad.
I mean, the microwave, you're just like, oh, wow, okay, we're doing this. But yeah.
And then, yeah, finally, Billy comes home and she's attacked from a little gremlin from behind the Christmas tree. Does he kill
no.
her? I mean, kill
No.
her?
Oh, yeah, that's the thing. Oh, yeah. Thinking back, yeah, I think the biggest thing I do take away from this as a kid is definitely the microwave and that Kate's speech. But yeah, no, the one gremlin is choking her out with Christmas or lights, and then Billy comes.
Yeah,
home.
and then he swings like the sword.
Yeah, he decapitates it. Yes.
And by the way, why do they have swords hanging from their wall like they live
Don't ask.
in the
It's-
ancient castle?
Yeah, you didn't have those by the door.
No, we didn't.
No. Yeah.
Tim had one in his bed because he always was afraid of the boogeyman.
No, it's
Yeah,
right,
yeah,
it's right
yeah.
by
I
the
had to have a
door.
sword.
It fell off when he closed the door earlier, so that's foreshadowing that there are swords. Just so you know, there are swords here in this house.
Right.
In this
knowing
house,
Billy,
in this house, we believe in swords and no gremlins.
right, and knowing Billy, that sword has fallen off the wall multiple times when he's come home before.
Yeah. And then the mom is like, swing away, Billy. Swing away.
Take care of it for mommy.
Take care of her mommy. But then finally the last fucking gremlin just, breaks the window. He runs to the local YMCA and Billy follows the what do you call it? The snow footprints or whatever. And he's like, okay, I'm ready to kill this motherfucker and we're done. We're done for real.
Oh, that
I don't know. I
that
never
all-
get a real bloodthirsty vibe from Billy. I feel like even when he sees his mom choking with Christmas lights and scratches on her face, he still is reacting kind of like he did at the beginning when he first saw the gift.
Yeah.
Like
He was like, Mom, why are you choking, Mom? That's crazy.
Mom.
Well, they end up at the YMCA and Stripe, that's the name of the gremlin with the little mohawk or whatever. And he's trying to like fight with that thing, and then that thing rolls into the swimming pool, and you're like, oh shit, okay. This is the end for everybody.
Yeah, they multiply by the thousands.
Oh yeah, then Billy goes to the cops and they're drunk and they're idiots and
Yeah, there's 2 drunk cops.
Yeah, just like in Killer Clowns, they don't believe them.
yeah.
But then a bunch of gremlins, like they pop out of Stripe's back and they start roaming the streets, and then we see a bunch of different a chaos happening around town. We cut to like the local drunk, aka the guy who hates foreign cars, and he's like watching something on a random holiday movie of Santa Claus taking his shit down a chimney or something.
Yeah, I don't know.
Do you know what I'm talking about? He's watching
Yeah.
something.
Well, then it's just like a bunch of bits and different scenes where like some guy's going into a mailbox and then a gremlin's in
car
there.
crashes, etc. But I feel bad for. I mean, I know he was like probably like low key racist, the guy who hates foreign whatever.
Foreign everything.
One of the gremlins gets his tractor and just kills the husband and wife.
I know, and that wife was nice. She did not deserve to be plowed by a tractor.
And his whole thing, because he says that he was in WWII, like he was in World War II, that he's talking about.
Yeah,
because that was like a thing, I guess, that like British soldiers talked about gremlins, and it was just some excuse or whatever for them explaining why like their planes malfunctioned or this and that.
Gremlins.
So that's where that whole kind of mythology or idea comes from. So he's showing whatever. He's like a veteran.
Yeah.
And,
No, that makes sense. And why? I mean, not justified. But...
Oh no! I mean, he's totally just being some nationalistic like asshole and whatever, freaked out about everything that's foreign.
Well, also, let's be honest. I mean, the clearly the setup is that this guy's a little cuckoo. Like everyone in the town sort of treats him like, oh yeah, hi, Mr. Jenkinson.
Well, he's got PTSD, man, and he's getting wasted down at the bar every night.
I know.
But now Tim's favorite scene.
Oh, the best.
Mrs. Deagle at the old Deagle estate. She is the one. I didn't realize when I saw the movie originally and then seeing it now as an adult that she was the same woman who was at the bank being a little asshole.
And now
they don't explain that. No, but she has a red wig at the beginning.
Well, now you know that she hates the dog because she's a cat lady, and now they're stereotyping cat people. Like
how dare they do that to us?
Yeah, come on.
Yeah, that's the worst stereotype in this movie.
Yeah, totally. No problems with anything else. Just that.
No.
Yeah.
No, but the scene where she's like, "Come here, old dollar bill," or whatever her cat's name is. Like, this woman is always about money.
Old dollar bill. Like I had to like.
You see, it's because she's rich and evil.
But she's also like a Mr. Isn't she like a Mr. Scrooge type of thing?
Well, that's the point. Yes, she's like the evil banking
and
lady.
like Mr. Potter or whatever in It's a Wonderful Life.
Yeah. Because do you all remember like in the beginning of the movie where the lady's leaving and the old lady, Mrs. Deagle, and then she bumps into like I guess one of her tenants, and it's like a woman with her 2 kids, and she's like, "Well, you guys are all losers," or I forget what she calls them, but basically like, "Oh, we just started a job, but we don't get paid until 2 weeks."
Yeah.
What did she say after that?
I don't know. She has no sympathy for anybody. That's
she has no sympathy for anybody. So like, you're not supposed to feel bad about what's about to happen to her, which is again Tim's favorite scene. But she's there. She hears Caroline outside. She's like, "I hate carolers," or whatever. And then the gremlins obviously break into her house, and one of them rigs her little, what is that thing called? The little electric chair that takes you up the stairs.
Well, let's just call it that.
I don't know. Whatever the thing is.
Just that. Okay, fine. But obviously he rigs it. And then Mrs. Deagle's like sees the gremlins. She's like, oh no, let me go to my room and take care of my money or something.
She is also, there is something where the way that she reacts to the gremlins singing out there that just feels like a modern day Karen or whatever, where she's just kind of like losing her mind. Like, I don't know if that's sort of something going on there, but yeah.
Well, I mean, we didn't really highlight, but the gremlins, when she sees them outside, are caroling with little mini pamphlets in their hands.
Yeah. Yes.
Oh yeah, because she's like ready to throw. She hears carolers, is like, I hate carolers, and then she gets a bucket of water. I'm like, bitch, it's like negative 28 degrees, and you're about to throw something that's gonna harm some kids. But they turn out to be gremlins, obviously. And then she gets on the little chair. She's like, oh no, I gotta get out of here. And then she turns it on, and of course it malfunctions, and it flings her across the fucking room and out into the street.
What it does is it takes her up the stairs in extreme fast motion and then flings her out the upstairs window and down onto the ground on the
she
pavement.
Is dead. She flies out the window, and so yeah, put that on another list of like PG-13, right? Not PG.
And I believe we're supposed to believe she dies then,
yes,
right? I mean, it's not just like she's knocked out.
She is fucking dead.
She has fragile bones going up the fucking stairs. Like, that's why she can't go up there.
Anybody would be like, you would be dead. You would just be dead.
Yeah. Landing 40 feet away from your house with your feet up. Yeah, you're dead. So anyway,
old dollar bills got nobody.
Yeah. I feel more sad about that. See?
No, a better owner will come along. Not in this town.
Billy will probably adopt it because he thinks he can own any animal in the world.
Yeah, exactly. Without any rules. And before that, like, Billy's still telling the cops don't believe him, but then the cops keep getting calls like, hey, there's a bunch of little weird shits going around or whatever. So they decide to explore and see what's going on. And when they end up there, they see Mrs. Deagle dead with her feet up. And after that, they see like a man dressed in a Santa Claus costume coming out, being attacked by a bunch of little gremlins. It looks like he's getting gangbanged by a bunch of gremlins, really.
I didn't take that away.
Yeah,
but anyway.
I did not either, but okay.
And then the cops are just like, nope, let's leave. And while this is happening, one of the gremlins cuts the brakes for the cop car. And as they're like driving away, they flip over, and I'm assuming they die, right? Does a car explode? I don't remember.
I mean, it flips. Yeah, I don't know. But yeah, very horrible cops in this town.
And I have here written down, this is for you, Chris, but like, you know, while all this is happening, obviously the father is, you know, doing at some convention somewhere with robots or whatever. But we cut to the gremlins, and they're at the local bar where Kate works. And that's where we see Kate trying to serve them drinks. So just, Chris, I was going to say, like, imagine if that happened in Oakland and was trying to serve them. One of the bartenders, excuse me, he was trying to serve the gremlins as they cause a ruckus. And we were there like, oh, can I have a whiskey soda? We're still trying to get that. And then you'd still be asking for popcorn, of course.
Yeah. I mean, I've seen, you know, some shenanigans happen at our local bar that Luis is referring to. But yeah, no gremlins or...
No, but think about it. And we talked about it earlier. It was like, why are you serving them drinks? I don't think they had the gun at her at that time.
I mean, I don't know. I mean, they're...
Well, why did they have these little mini guns?
Where did they even get
that?
them?
Is the thing. It could be a regular size revolver. I don't know, but
it looked kind of tiny in their hand. And they also had those little pamphlets where they were reading the carols that they were singing.
Yeah.
Where did they get all these things?
Without because it's nothing that I feel equipped to go into depth on or whatever, but just...
Well, you're on the wrong podcast. We go deep here. We go deep.
There is, in that bar scene, there are
like Tim's
there are plenty of people that have kind of brought up some critiques of maybe some stereotypes and some things going on in that bar scene, and I'll just leave it there, and people can look into that on their own. But it's
okay. Well,
there's some just weird stuff going on with that scene.
Well, you missed my joke about deep, like Tim's throat, but anyway.
We didn't miss it. We just chose to bypass it.
Yeah, I that was just a little note for the listener where explore on your own.
Yeah, see footnotes.
So the gremlins are playing cards. They're pulling pranks on each other. One of them is listening to jazz while smoking. I feel like that would be me. If I were one of the gremlins, that would be me.
Oh, yeah. That was you 100%. And there was one that was doing aerobics in that kind of 80s style, like Olivia Newton-John.
Flashdance, yeah.
Oh,
Yeah,
okay.
they were wearing
Watched it.
off the shoulder pink sweater. That was Tim.
That would have been me in the 80s, let me tell you.
There are like this whole section of the movie is kind of just like cartoon shenanigans at different situations, sort of.
I know.
I mean,
and by the way,
it's fun. It's a lot of it, like the movie theater and all this stuff going on. But yeah,
I do think though that this is one of those parts where I wish I had seen it as a kid, because quite honestly, when it starts to become the shenanigans, I do start to get a little bored. I hate to say it during the movie.
well, I mean, this is a thing where I mean, and Tim is coming fresh off the movie. Like you finished watching it
Yeah.
right before we started recording.
I did.
Which is just wild. And so we're hearing fresh takes, first timer. But and maybe we'll just wait till the end on it. But I kind of like, I still have a lot of love for this movie. But
Yeah,
but
me too.
it's just
I know.
like,
I'm sorry.
No,
I know.
no,
I don't
no,
mean to
no.
step all over it.
no,
you
no, no.
know?
I mean, me watching it like last night and watching it as an adult, it loses some of its like, because you start to be like, oh, maybe, some stuff like these things from our childhood, they're not perfect and they're not as great as we thought they were. But I still have a
Yeah.
lot of love for especially Gizmo. But the movie The
Yeah,
Gremlins.
Gizmo's cute.
Yeah.
Gizmo is cute, I will say.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, continuing, Kate eventually realizes that the light is what, causes the gremlins pain. So she starts taking pictures with her little flash on. And then Billy eventually comes, saves her, and takes her to her little junky car or whatever. And then they escape harm for a little bit. And that's when Kate reveals why she hates Christmas. Tim, would you like to tell our listeners why he
Good
hates
God.
Christmas?
This is like the scene of the fucking movie.
Yes, Chris, I think you should read it.
So yeah, so after the bar, they eventually end up back at do they end up at Kate's house? Where do they go to?
I think they end up in a department store somewhere.
First, they're walking in the snow, though.
Okay.
Oh, yeah,
Well,
yeah.
either way, she ends up telling Billy why she hates Christmas, and it is just like out of left field when you watch this movie, especially like as a kid. But
I burst out laughing. I cannot lie.
It is
I
like,
did. I literally spit water out of my mouth that I was
it is
drinking
the
at the
thing,
time.
and I won't spoil Gremlins 2 for you, but it is a well that they go back to again in the second movie.
Oh my God.
And so it's like Phoebe Cates is like, not to make light of any of it, but it's like she will bring up some dark stuff to bring the mood down a little bit. Yeah. So Kate, it tells the story of Christmas Eve. Her mom and her are waiting for their dad to come home, and he never comes home. And they're waiting, and then there's a search party, and for days go by, and then
and there's a weird smell.
Yeah, and then all of a sudden it's cold one day, and she decides to light a fire in the fireplace, and that's when she discovers the smell. And then they realize that it wasn't a skunk, it wasn't a raccoon, it wasn't some animal. It is her dead father in the fireplace, or in the fireplace
In the
to
chimney.
the fire chimney. Jeez. Yeah. So I'm living in California now. I haven't lived on the East Coast in a long time, so I forget.
Like,
what
what's a
these things-
chimney?
the smoky thing. So and then she just says, yeah, he was dressed as like he had broken his neck instantly. So at least he didn't suffer in there. But he was dressed as Santa Claus. And then because he was trying to surprise them and come down the chimney, which doesn't sound like a good idea.
Did her
but-
dad have a mental?
Yeah.
I don't know.
What a fucking dumbass. But also, the
she-
bigger question that I have.
Yeah, I mean, maybe he was just going to be on the roof and then broke his neck and fell into the chimney. I don't know.
Come on. Like, a chimney's not that wide.
Oh no, I might fall into the chimney.
If you don't die from breaking your neck, you're going to die from suffocation.
Yeah, but he broke his neck, so at least he didn't suffocate it there. But either way, so that's why she doesn't like Christmas.
Can I ask, is that because he jumped in head first?
I don't know the logistics of it, but she tells this very dark story. Oh, but not only is this like one of the most memorable scenes of the movie, but my favorite part of the entire thing is that when she's telling this story, the look on Gizmo's face is priceless, because she's just telling this and Gizmo is basically like, "Hey, boy."
He's practically loosening his collar. Like,
Yeah,
ooh.
he's just like, oh, she's getting into some stuff here.
But not only that, I think the funniest thing to me is when she's telling the story, and at the end she says, "And that's when I realized Santa wasn't real." And I'm like,
Oh,
wait,
yeah.
you more upset that-
Another reason that you don't take your kids to see this movie.
I was like, is she more upset about Santa not being real or her dad dying? Like, I'm so-
Literally.
Yeah, you know what's crazy? There are some kids that saw this movie in the theater that maybe shouldn't have, and then
that was the more sad thing to them.
They hear that story, and then that's how they found out there was no Santa. Also, Kate, thanks. But if you're watching that, just look at the look on Gizmo's face when they just cut to him, and he's like, oh,
like, yikes.
Yikesers.
Should I leave here? I don't know. Well, after that beautiful Oscar-worthy scene, it was at a bank where that happened because they went back to work.
Okay, all right.
But after they leave the bank, now to move a little bit forward, they end up inside a movie theater. And the movie theater, the Gremlins, are watching Snow White and the Seven Dwarfs, which I think is kind of a random movie. Maybe it's like one of those like films that they were able to like clear to watch. I don't know.
I was exactly thinking that. Like, it's like a public domain movie.
Yeah.
No, that's Disney. You don't mess with that. I don't know. I mean, I think it's something of just like, I don't know. I started
They relate to the dwarf.
reading some stuff online about like a lot of this is like, there's some funny theory that I do not believe in, that this movie, it's like something about Billy's sexual awakening or becoming an adult and this like childhood movie is playing. And I'm like, all right, somebody got stoned and got way too, yeah.
Well, they're watching that movie, right? And they're trying to like, okay, how do we get rid of all these gremlins? They're all here watching the movie at the same time. We can like take them all in one swift like little thing, a kill, whatever, right? Stripe, again, the gremlin with the little stripe on top of his head. He's like, I'm gonna go get more candy. And then the other one goes like,
Milk. He doesn't yell it like that.
No, they all sing along to Hi Ho, which is pretty great.
That's what Tim does every time he's on Grindr.
No, actually, that's just what I do when I answer you on the phone. I say hi ho.
Oh shit!
Damn, okay. But yeah, they're all there. So of course, this is the perfect plan to get rid of all of them. But I don't know why they thought that turning on a gas valve or whatever and lighting a cloth on fire was like the best way. Like, couldn't they just turn on the lights?
I thought,
I'm sure they were just praying there was no janitor in there at the same time.
I mean, this is just a good way, but I do want to say, slight spoiler alert for the movie Inglourious Bastards, but is this where Quentin Tarantino got his idea for the big climactic scene at the end?
Right. I didn't even think of that.
So I just want to see him in some interview being like, yeah, so there I was, I was watching Gremlins, and
luckily Paul Dano wasn't in it. Yeah.
I hate him. He's the weakest person in SAG.
Anyway, you didn't ask me, but I'm just telling you.
I'm just telling you. It's like, sir, we're part of the Middle School Gazette from Oklahoma. Anyway, I don't know.
Yeah, he'll just talk to anybody.
Yeah, we'll do an interview with anybody.
You want an opinion about Paul Dano? He's got it.
Yeah, exactly. But the point I'm trying to make is like, Chris, like you and I go to the nearby theater all the time. It's a small, cute little theater, right? But imagine if the Gremlins were there and you were able to trap them inside. Wouldn't the first thing you do is like, well, you know what? Let me just turn on the lights. Why am I going to explode this historic building?
I mean, it's usually Luis and I, and then a couple of old people scattered around the theater.
Yeah, but no.
And one of them's me.
Tim in the back. Two Phoebe Cates.
Oh my God.
So eventually they light the cloth on fire for the building to explode, and they're like, yes, we did it. We got rid of all of them except for Stripe. Stripe is across the street fucking buying candy. Well, he's not buying candy, he's stealing candy. He's doing something. And he's at a department store, which again, I was gonna ask y'all, like, is it a candy store or a department store? Is it a combined store? I have no idea.
It's a toys, candy, everything.
Yeah, that's just like a department store, because then
dildos, you know,
because then they end up in the garden section. So it's like, you know, before big box stores, you know, they got a Burger King downtown. We see that, but that's about it. Everything else is mom and pop shops here. We're seeing the decline of the idyllic small town and mom and pop shops. It's
into commercialism and big business.
Yeah.
I guess Mrs. Deagle won in the end.
Yeah, I would love to live in a small town like that if it weren't for like the hardcore racism and other stuff. But I would love to live in a town like that.
Aren't you from a little small town though?
No, but it's a border town, so it's like full of people who look like me, so it's a little different. I mean, pretty sure there's still racism, but like not towards me, I guess.
No, but I'm saying, don't you appreciate that small town vibe because
Well, it's
you're
not
from
my
there?
my town is not small in the sense of it's not a small town. It's a
Oh.
small city. It's like
Oh.
a little smaller than Oakland. You know what I mean? So
Oh.
it's still a city, but it's
Well, all this time we've been talking about your hometown, I was thinking about it like it was this like small little town.
no, like Chris, you've been to not to my hometown, but you've been down to South Texas. And
Yeah, I mean, I was gonna say I've driven all through. Just
yeah,
because I just have driven across the country a bunch when I was younger, like playing music and stuff. And I remember, like in Texas, especially like going through some, just sort of sad small towns that like you could see the downtown was just like a ghost town, and then there was just a huge Walmart, and then another huge Walmart across the street, and that just took over the town. So I mean, this is definitely commenting on like the beginning of that with 80s, consumerism and whatever.
for sure. And just Tim, just to give you a heads up, like we share the border with our sister city, and the combined population is like 800,000. You know what I mean?
Wow.
So we're not a small town, and we're like
nothing to sneeze at.
No, I know, but I'm just saying like it's like we make up like less than 300,000, but they make up the difference. I'm just saying like combined almost 1 million. So it's like it's not a small town. I say it's a small town or small city because it's like there's nothing to do there. And I feel like even small town right here in this little town where Billy and everybody is, there's way more to do there than my hometown. But anyway, sorry, sidetracked. But for our listeners, Billy is trying to find Gizmo in the department store and trying to kill him. He's like, I'm gonna fucking cut his balls off and I'm gonna eat them myself and I'm gonna
No. He's not looking for Gizmo. He's looking for Stripe.
I meant Stripe. Sorry, he's trying to find Stripe and eat his balls.
Oh yeah, there you go.
Yeah. And then of course Billy, being the dumbass, I'm sorry, now I've turned against him, but he's a dumbass. He's getting his ass kicked by a little gremlin.
He really is. And he's got like scratches on his face.
Yeah, he's getting his ass kicked. Meanwhile, Gizmo is like, let me try to see if I can help this motherfucker. And he finds like a little car, or is it a bike? It's a car.
It's a little car. It's a little motorized like pink Barbie car.
Yeah, and he's like driving around. It's like, let me find this motherfucker and try to save him. Kate, in the meantime, is trying to find lights, from the utility boxes and trying to turn them on to kill this motherfucker.
Kate in this world is a brilliant, just mastermind who remembered that they get killed by light.
Yeah, exactly. But eventually, towards the end, as Billy's about to die because Stripe is about to chop his balls off with a chainsaw or something, the chainsaw gets tangled with other automated stuff, which drags Stripe across the department store until it unplugs, and he finds a well, not a well, I'm sorry, like a water fountain type of thing. And he's like, well, bitch, you thought you got rid of me? I'm going to jump into the water and populate even more. But Gizmo, just like Chris, jumps into the air and pulls off, I don't know what I'm saying.
I was wondering where you were going with that.
This is one of my favorite scenes in the movie, though. I'm just saying Gizmo all of a sudden shows up in like a little like red convertible.
It's pink.
Yes. I was going to say like a little like Malibu Barbie car or whatever.
It is that. Yeah.
And he's just hauling ass. And yeah. And
to be fair, not to give him too much credit here, he does just go in a circle for like 8 minutes.
I know, he's like lost.
Yeah.
He's kind of just lost.
And we keep saying but you know what? Gizmo, genderless or gender ambiguous, don't know.
We saw his ding dong. It was hanging.
Oh yeah, his ding dong was clearly visible, Chris. Did you see the same cut we did?
Sure, he has BDE, but I don't know what
for sure.
He was on Grindr. Tim saw it.
I was like,
so he's in his cool convertible remote control car thing, and then just hauls ass, gets on a ramp. And then I forget if he did you talk about how Stripe shot Billy with the like whatever
like with a
bow crossbow yeah so I don't know, but yeah, Gizmo goes on this ramp and then shoots out this because now it's daytime outside and shoots open like a part of the roof, or like opens the window just enough so that it shines the sunlight onto Stripe, and then Stripe,
whose skin falls off.
Very cool special effects, but just completely melts and eventually dies.
Very much like the evil Nazi in the first Indiana Jones movie.
Yes.
Oh, yeah.
Which like, but that is like obviously just like a human candle that they lit and it just melts.
Right.
This is like very involved in like, yeah. And then he makes another jump out, like a jump scare kind of thing, like the final handout, and like in a horror movie. And then he eventually just dissipates and melts into the ground.
Yeah, aren't they very delicate creatures then? Because, like, if you can't drink water ever, you cannot eat past 12, and you cannot be around light, then what the fuck are you?
Also, I mean, the whole midnight thing, we don't need to get into it, but everybody is always like, what does this mean? What happens when you switch time zones?
Yeah, what does that mean? Why was that? What actually occurred?
I don't know. They just don't eat.
They show it about the movie. So, like, if you eat past midnight, you become a gremlin. If you have water dropped on you, then you multiply. And then if you get light, then obviously you die, period.
I'm sorry. Wait, so they're mogwai until they eat past that time?
Yeah.
They're still mogwai, but we just call them gremlins.
That's where the thing is, like, it's messy symbolism of stuff where it's just sort of like, if you're breaking the rules, you're being like greedy and whatever, and then like gluttonous and like eating.
Well, you're giving a lot of like social credit. I feel like they were just creating random rules for them so that the movie would have a like fun little plot.
No, I mean I do think there's always kind of like subtext going on. I just think it's messy, but and not well thought out. And maybe there like was more in the original script, and then it got watered down. And they're like, yeah,
this will work. But finally, the father also too. Like he just shows up randomly. He's like after he's been
not randomly the dog jumps out of the window of the car because the dog fucking knows.
Yeah, exactly. But yeah, the father is like with the dog traveling for the convention apparently. And he ends up at the same area where Billy and Kate are and Gizmo. And he's like, hey, well, what's going on here? It's like, bitch, you caused all of this. But eventually they go home and they're like, oh, finally we're good to go. And then the older Chinese man just shows up there. He looks like 8 feet tall, by the way.
Oh, no. I thought that at first, but it's one of those living rooms where there's like the
sunken living room.
The sunken living room thing.
Oh yeah, no,
so
I know.
He just walked in, but I do wonder if the dad felt responsible and then called him, being like, "Hey, we fucked this up. I'm sorry, man." But I do, no, I think he just tracked it down. He looked at the news and then, his grandson was like, "I'm sorry."
But we got $200, so they actually kept the $200 plus.
They deserve at least that.
No, but then he throws it back at the.
Oh, okay, missed that.
Because he's like, you guys couldn't handle this. Your society couldn't handle three simple rules.
See, he was just too cool of a guy. He was like, I'm not even going to take your money.
He shows up. He's like, you white people.
Yeah, he's like, I don't want your fucking money.
I don't want your fucking money. White people is like, y'all need to learn how to fucking follow rules. And he throws the money in the wife's face and like, here, bitch, you're used to this. And just like she's like on the ground picking up the dollars and stuffing them in her bra.
No, she's not.
And then none of that happens. Oh, sorry.
You're making it out like she's like fumbling on the ground, like, oh, we need the money. Oh,
yeah. He just basically tells them you are not ready to own one. And then Gizmo says bye to Billy. Oh no, he says bye, Billy. To Billy.
Oh yeah, because he wants to say something to you.
Yeah.
But then the old man has a little bit of a change of heart and says, you might one day.
Yeah.
One day you might be ready. And the second...
Billy specifically.
Yeah, I don't remember how the second movie starts, but they just...
I do, but we don't need to, But then the final lines of the movie, that's where I'm saying, like, there is obvious, like, metaphor and kind of themes going on, but it's it's just sloppy where it's, like the end of the movie, you're like, okay, like, this comment on our society, sure, we're using... like some weird stereotypical like Orientalism here with the like
like the mystical
yeah I mean that's the 80s movies are chock full of like using
racism
like mysticism of the other and whatever.
Oh yeah, of course.
But at least like it's making some sort of commentary on like, okay, like we the
suburban family is the bad one.
Super America, small town, like we can't handle this and like can't follow simple rules and just
and they were simple.
Yeah, it just like gluttonous and just fuck everything up and mayhem. And so there's
I
something
find it
going
funny though that Billy is the one that he has hope in, when in my mind I think Billy is the one that I have the least hope in.
Yeah, but Billy's young. I don't know. The future.
I
But
think the old man is just slightly pervy and he's like, oh, Billy.
I mean, I do love that. Just reminded me randomly of the Simpsons Halloween episode that parodies that guy where he's trying to sell him Frogurt. It's frozen yogurt. I call it Frogurt. But then like the final line of the movie with the narration from the dad where he's just like, so next time something happens, check your
underwear
car for a gremlin or whatever. And I'm like, so what the hell are you saying? Then it just makes it like a dumb kind of whatever folk tale kind of movie, but there's no real message there where it's like, no, but just don't be a dumbass and you won't be looking for a gremlin in a thing. Like, just follow the rules. So
well, also it's kind of a laugh that it's the dad telling the tale, like as though he learned the big lesson.
Yeah,
he was the one who's triggered everything.
Yeah, let me tell you.
He's like, kids, trust me, you don't want to get involved. It's like, you sir caused this.
I wanted to share a little bit of some fun facts and trivia in case you were ever doing trivia night at the local bar, Tim and Chris, and you want to be able to like, I know this fact for real. Anyway, well, Chris already mentioned that the set for Kingston Falls is the same one used for Back to the Future. Both were filmed on the Universal Studios backlot. But did you know that there was an earlier attempt to have monkeys play the Gremlins, and that was abandoned because the test monkey panicked when it was made to wear a gremlin head.
Oh my God.
That would have been
like a panicked monkey leaping around with a gremlin head stuck on.
That would have been horrible. I already was a little nervous with the dog tangled up in the Christmas lights, but yeah. Yeah. If they would have had monkeys on set, it would have been like in the movie Nope with that.
It would have been like that. Like, people would have died.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, the film was also released on the same day as Ghostbusters, and it still did a lot of money. Tim's favorite movie, Ghostbusters.
Also a movie that I find a little bit overrated, but I'm so sorry to everyone who hears that and hates me now.
Wow, bustin' doesn't make you feel good. You're on
the
record
saying
bustin'.
Well, Chris Columbus' script went through a few drafts before a shooting script was finalized. In his original version, he had the Gremlins killing the dog and cutting off the mom's head and tossing it down the stairs. These elements were never shot due to the fact that director Joe Dante and Warner Bros. Wanted the movie to be more family-oriented. Imagine if they would have ended up cutting the mom's head off.
Her head just falls down the stairs, bouncing.
And the last thing is, one of the reasons for the no bright lights rule for the Gremlins is that in 1984, director Joe Dante and Amblin, the production company for Steven Spielberg, could not completely navigate the perilous waters of special effects for the Gremlins puppets that well. And by keeping them in the dark, this kind of camouflaged the problem. It's an old sci-fi trick, and Dante did the same thing with the tricky and lumpy practical effects of The Howling 3 years later. They kept the monsters in the dark to hide special effects problems. And I read that they did the same thing with Gizmo. At the very end, they just couldn't make him walk or do anything in the first movie. So at the end, they put him in a car to make it seem like he was being able to move around.
Oh, whoa, that was cool.
Well, we've come to the end of the episode, Timmy and Chrissy. Chris, I want to thank you so much for joining the last episode of the year.
Ooh,
how did you like it?
I had a great time. Thanks
Don't
again.
lie to us, Chris. Don't patronize us.
No, thank you for having me.
Truth. At the end, you're scrubbing your whole social media, and you're like, you don't want to be associated with that podcast. Although we were nominated for a Golden Globe in my head.
I did see that.
I saw that
in my head, of course.
Yes.
Yeah.
If you enjoyed today's episode, then feel free to leave us a 5-star review wherever you listen to your favorite podcasts. If you'd like for us to cover a specific story or topic, then email us at ittybittyhorror@gmail.com. You can also follow us on all social media under Itty Bitty Horror. Tim, what are we discussing next week?
Well, Louise, I'll tell you. We're discussing absolutely nothing. We're letting the spirits rest while we inhale holiday cookies. But listeners, don't get too cozy, because when we return in the new year, we're driving straight into the weird and the freaky, okay? We're talking Papa Legba, ghost legends from every corner of the world, baffling disappearances, and horror deep dives like Texas Chainsaw Massacre, the movie. Okay. Plus, we're bringing in paranormal investigators, storytellers, and a few surprises we probably shouldn't summon. Ooh. Ooh. So enjoy the break, and the hauntings will resume soon.
That'll be a night to remember.
It sure will. It'll be a great little new year.
Yes, thanks once again. And remember, even the smallest chills can linger long after the storm. And long
And
Billy Pelzer has a nice home.
What a dumb fuck.
I know.